Hello, hello.
Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam kepada semua guru dan murid yang menghadiri webinar ini walau di mana Anda berada. Fly ketinggalan fly, fly high. Yang berusaha Injek Limang Anak Anthony, penolong pengarah Unit Sains dan Matematik Sektor Pembelajaran Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak yang turut hadir bersama pegawai-pegawai dari JPN Sarawak dan PPD, semua warga guru dan murid biologi SPM, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati sekalian. Berjumpa kita pada webinar Kecemerlangan Biologi SPM secara dalam talian peringkat negeri Sarawak tahun 2024 di bawah program jaringan antara Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak dengan Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Sibu. Webinar ini bertujuan untuk memberi panduan kepada murid-murid mengenai teknik menjawab soalan kertas 2 dalam mata pelajaran Biologi SPM. Saya, Cheng Kayen, SIC Plus PBD Sibu, diberi tanggungjawab sebagai moderator pada sesi webinar kita pada kali ini. Sebelum kita mulakan sesi webinar ini, saya dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan Encik Limang Anak Anthony, penolong pengarah Unit Sains dan Matematik Sektor Pembelajaran Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak untuk menyampaikan kata-kata mandat. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Okey, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Cikgu Chen selaku pengelola webinar kita pada hari ini. Okey, sekalung penghargaan dan syabas dan tahniah juga diucapkan kepada PPD Sibu kerana sanggup menyahut cabaran ini bersama-sama dengan JPN Sarawak untuk kita sama-sama usahakan satu webinar Kecemerlangan Biologi Peringkat Negeri Sarawak bagi tahun 2024. Jadi saya mewakili pihak jabatan terutamanya Unit Sains dan Matematik, Sektor Pembelajaran Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak mengucapkan ribuan terima kasihlah kepada PPD Sibu, terutamanya sektor pembelajaran dan ahli jawatan kuasa dari teknikal yang telah banyak membantu kita bermula daripada perkongsian amalan terbaik tempoh hari hinggalah kepada webinar Kecemerlangan pada hari ini. Jadi saya juga ingin menyampaikan salam Puan Hajah TP yang tidak dapat bersama dengan kita pada petang ni disebabkan beliau telah tengah menghadiri bengkel strategi untuk District Transformational Program di Perak, dan KPPK saya iaitu Encik Solomon juga tidak dapat bersama dengan kita pada hari ini disebabkan beliau juga terlibat dengan lawatan benchmarking ke JPN Johor. Jadi dengan harapannya, kita besar harapan JPN Sarawak dan PPD Sibu supaya webinar kita pada hari ini dapat dijalankan dengan lancar dan didoakan semoga semuanya dipermudahkan dan besar harapan jabatan agar murid-murid terutamanya calon-calon SPM kita mendapat input yang amat positif melalui webinar ini dan dapat dipraktikkan dan digunakan dan seterusnya dimanfaatkan semasa menjawab soalan biologi SPM nanti. Juga diharapkan agar guru dapat mendapat input juga daripada teknik-teknik untuk kita menjawab soalan-soalan terutamanya soalan berkaitan dengan kertas 2 dan kertas 3 biologi SPM. Jadi saya tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, membuang masa, kita bagi laluan teruslah kepada webinar Kecemerlangan kita pada hari ini. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Encik Liman atas kata-kata yang diamanahkan. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sidang warga maya yang dihormati sekalian, kita sangat bertuah kerana pada siaran maya kali ini, kita diberi peluang untuk berinteraksi secara lebih mendalam lagi, berbual bicara dengan lebih terperinci, namun secara santai dalam mendalami dan memahami teknik menjawab soalan biologi dan tips-tips belajar biologi dalam persediaan menghadapi peperiksaan SPM yang akan datang. Sesi webinar pada petang ini juga dijangka akan berakhir pada pukul 4:30 petang. Hadirat sekalian, sebelum kita mendengar dengan lebih mendalam lagi, adalah lebih molek dan diteladani untuk kita berkenalan dengan penceramah kita terdahulu. Diperkenalkan Cikgu Su Mingwok, seorang guru yang cemerlang dalam PPP mata pelajaran biologi. Beliau mempunyai pengalaman mengajar mata pelajaran biologi selama 24 tahun. Kini beliau sedang berkhidmat di SMK Tumhua, Sibu. Beliau berkelulusan ijazah sarjana pendidikan. Sebelum kita memulakan sesi perkongsian dengan Cikgu Su Mingwok, sebagai ingatan kita bersama-sama, sesi soal jawab akan diadakan pada akhir sesi nanti. Rangan chatbox di Google Meet dan YouTube akan dibuka 10 minit sebelum berakhirnya sesi ceramah untuk para guru dan murid bertanya soalan. Jadi para hadirin sekalian boleh mengemukakan soalan dalam ruangan chatbox jika ada kemungkinan atau jika memerlukan penerangan yang lebih lanjut. QR code kehadiran untuk sesi webinar ini akan ditayangkan pada akhir sesi soal jawab. Baiklah, tanpa melengahkan masa, saya serahkan perjalanan sesi webinar kita dengan mempersilakan penceramah kita, Cikgu Su Mingwok. Dipersilakan, Cikgu Su.
Okay, thanks to our moderator, Cikgu Cheng. So, good afternoon all. For your information, the sharing this afternoon will be conducted in both language, BM and BI. So, I'm going to cover two parts. First is the answering technique, and the second part is the tips to study bio. Okay, so let's start. I'm now sharing my screen. To put this bar down. Ini kena turunkan bar ini. I want to share my PowerPoint. Can you see? Ini nak turunkan. Saya nak share screen. Share PowerPoint. Turunkan di bawah. Bar ini turunkan. Ya, tutup. Okay, here. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So this is the suggested time allocated for bio paper 2, 1.5 hours for structure question. So 30 minutes for each essay. So 2 essays have to answer one only. For this part, I always suggest to my students that they try to start with essay question. I am not sure how many of you are start with your essay for paper 2. What is the rationale for this? So for essay, when you start with question number 1, try to write down all the keywords or the short answer that you know next to the question. Make all the point, make it short, and try to write keywords. And also same for the question C. Write down all the keywords because the starting of exam, our brain, cerebrum still very fresh, right? All the information still inside there. So this is the good time for us to write down all the keywords. So after finish, it is suggested not more than 30 minutes. About 20 to 30 minutes, yes, it is worth to have to spend the time for this. And after that, we go back to structure. So the good thing is when we answering structure question, let's say come to question number 2, certainly the answer for essay will pop up. Then we can go to essay and add some more points in our essay part. So when we continue for structure, maybe certain essay answer pop out some more. So we can add some more answer in our essay. Okay, so after we finish structure questions, maybe our brain get tired already, but it's okay, right? Because we have keywords in our essay already. So for essay 1 and 2, which one to choose? I had my students once, the student told me that in the last 10 minutes, he chose to change his essay question from question number 1 change to question number 2. It is not wrong, cannot do like this because he don't know which to choose. So by using this way, write down all the key points so students will know which one to choose. The one with more keywords, of course, you will choose that, right? So with all the keywords, you are able to arrange your essay questions systematically. Okay, so this is my suggestion and I found it very effective in doing paper 2, especially when you are when you are getting tired after you answer all the structure. You can have a try if you still have an exam in the school level. Okay, so next is the assessment format. Pentaksiran, format pentaksiran. So look, we have about 5, we have all 5 constructs. So if we see the level of difficulties, it is low and medium level of difficulties contributed about 80%. So the construct we can say is low and medium. Analyzing also under medium. So 80%, we can focus on this. Remembering or understanding, there are about labeling of diagram, name, the substance, names or label, applying, such as explain or predict, analyzing can be compare, contrast the differences. So later on in my answering technique, I will try to cover up all these 5 constructs. And now we move on to, students, the problems that faced by students when they study biology. So is it you that you always struggle when you study biology? I'm quite considered why students can do better in sejarah compared to bio. I always thought that sejarah is more difficult, right? Because so many things to memorize. But students say it is easier. Why? How to study bio? So how to keep all the bio you learn in our cerebrum? So students say so many things to cover. Wow, when doing biology revision, so messy your table. Wah, kelang kabut. Wah, sangat susah payah. Lebih susah daripada sejarah kah? Okay, let's see how. So students say they don't understand. Like what? Wow, so many need to cover and then don't understand like photosynthesis, right? Light dependent, light independent. Tinta balas bersandar cahaya, tinta balas tidak bersandar cahaya. Apa benda itu NADP plus? Mengapa dia jadi NADPH? Tak faham pun? Or menstrual cycle kita haid, mengapa estrogen increase or decrease? Dia ada negative feedback. Mengapa dia increase? Ada lagi apa positive feedback? Kemudian pergi ke negative feedback. Akhirnya semua tidak faham, tidak tahu. Or don't understand. Or you understand but cannot remember. Tak ingat, cikgu, saya faham. Tak ingat. Or you understand, you remember but you don't know how to apply. How to say cannot apply? I give you one scenario. So one student, when doing exam, don't know how to answer. But when teacher doing the discussion, give the answer, oh, suddenly he say, cikgu, saya tahu macam mana tulis jawapan ini. Tetapi saya tidak tahu ini adalah kehendak soalan. Yeah, ever experience this? Yeah, this is because you understand, you remember, but you don't know how to apply it. So in my tips to study bio, I will try to cover this understanding part. And some tips in the memorization and how to apply. Okay, so now Yeah, so that after this sharing, you can have a very tidy one. You'll have a sound mind to study your bio. We have around 2 months more to prepare for your bio, right? Okay, so now we move on to answering technique. First, keys. Keep it short and simple. What is that? Let's see. Sample question. Okay, for now, when you are doing revision, especially for students, when you are doing revisions, in the question, if a diagram is given, please label them. Label each one of them. If don't know how to label, open your textbook and read. This is called revision. After you label, you must know what is the function. Okay, needs to take some time to label and tell yourself what is the function. You need to do this type of revision. You have to spend some time for this. Okay, so always label the diagram given in the exercise. Okay, so now we go to the question. The diagram shows a cross-section of a leaf. Water vapor evaporated from the plant through process M. Okay, we have diagram. So from the diagram, okay, from the question, water vapor evaporated, water vapor moving out. Yeah. I like diagram very much because diagram help us to perceive, what is this? The sentence means. So water moving out, evaporated out, what is this process called? Yeah, we know the answer is transpiration, right? You can refer textbook. Yeah, I just seen students taking out your textbook already. Form 5, chapter 4, page 81. You have your textbook, Form 4, Form 5. You can put them next to you and refer to your textbook. Okay, answer is like this, right? Is it simple enough? No, make it simple. Transpiration. Okay, so this one, get 1 mark. No need too long, no need too fancy your sentence. This is structure. So, but it is not applicable for essay. For the essay, you must write it in full sentence. Okay, But structure, you can do it in simple way. So remember, keys, keep it short and simple. Okay, next. Answer based on the mark allocated. 1 point equal to 1 mark, or 1 point, I always say it is 1 keywords. Kata kunci. Example. Okay, before I continue, once we see the diagram, what to do? Label the diagram. Okay, what is this? This is root hair cell, akar rumput. Root hair cells, number 1. So if you can label, can you please read out the answer yourself? Number 2 is what cell? Epidermis. Number 3, cortex. Number 4, endodermis, pericycle, and xylem. Why diagram so important? Class, do you remember when we are in primary school? We train our essay by using diagram, right? Berdasarkan gambar di atas bina 5 ayat. Remember this? When we were in primary school, we always do like this, right? So when the diagram is given, we must know how to label each part of them. And after that, we can do karangan berdasarkan gambar. I will show you how later on. Okay, now the diagram below shows the movement of water from the soil to the xylem vessel. From the soil here into xylem vessel here. Okay, now question. Explain the movement of water molecule from the soil water to the root hair cells. Where is root hair cell? This one is root hair cell. So requirement is from the soil water into root hair cell only. You don't have to write your answer until xylem. So read question carefully. And I want to emphasize one word, that is soil water. Because in BM Bahasa Malaysia, like we say, tumbuhan menyerap air dari tanah, right? Dari tanah, from the soil. But for biology, water molecules, movement of water, it is something to do with osmosis. So for osmosis, we must always link it to water. We cannot say soil only. We must have soil water. So sometimes the question also given soil to the root hair cell. Maybe they don't write out the water, but we must put in water. Okay, I'll show you the answer. Water potential in the soil water is higher. What is water potential? Keupayaan air. So osmosis is something to do with water. Banyak water, banyak air, water potential high. This is the symbol for water potential. Banyak air, keupayaan air itu tinggi lah. Banyak air itu hypotonic ke hypertonic? Hypo ke hyper, this is how you remember ya. Hypo and hyper, what is the difference? O ada, hypo ada O, hyper tidak ada O. Imagine, use your creativity. O looks like water droplets, right? Macam titisan air. Jadi hypo ada banyak titisan air, jadi air itu banyak lah. Banyak air itu high water potential, high keupayaan air. Okay, huh? Because my students always get confused with pore and per and pore. So water move from where? Pore to per or per to pore? Dari banyak air ke kurang air. Kan? Saya ada banyak air, saya bagi air kepada mereka yang tak ada. Saya ada banyak duit, saya bagi duit kepada mereka yang miskin. Dari banyak ke kurang. Jadi water move from pore to per. Okay, our class? Yeah, this is the first keywords. You can write water potential high or low, or you can use hypo. Okay, huh? Hypo is dilute solution, right? Hyper is concentrated solution. Pekat dengan cair. So this is the first keyword. Second keyword is water diffused into the cell by osmosis. Into or out of the cell. So when we know, this is the common sense, we know that water is moving into the root hair cells, right? You see the arrow is given already. Meaning that outside is high water potential, inside is low water potential. So direct, right? This is your answer. So if now I change my question to, I change it to the movement of water from the soil water until xylem. Let's say this is an essay question. So how you write your essay? Simple one. Soil water, high water potential. Root hair cell, low water potential. Number 2, water move into root hair cell by osmosis. Yeah, done. Next, go to epidermis and cortex. Epidermis, high water potential. Cortex, low water potential. Number 2, water diffuse into cortex by osmosis. Yeah, done. Second part. Next, endodermis into pericycle. Yeah, what is the answer? Cortex, high water potential. Endodermis, low water potential. Water diffuse into endodermis by osmosis. And continue your essay until they reach xylem. Okay? Not difficult, right? So just remember high water potential or hypotonic to hypertonic. Water diffuse in or from cell A to cell B or cell B to cell A. Remember by osmosis. So class for this soil water, the same case for the fertilizer. If a farmer put on too much fertilizer on the plant, what happened? So our answer is soil water becomes hypertonic. Cannot write soil becomes hypertonic. Not enough. Osmosis always linked to water. Okay, now we go to next one. FAO, first attempt only. Percubaan pertama sahaja. Now we go to diagram again. Label the diagram. What is structure X? This is villus for in the small intestine. So what is the function of villus? Small intestine has two functions, right? First one is for the digestion, pencernaan, digestion, pencernaan. Second is absorption, penyerapan. So villus is for which one? Penyerapan, absorption. Okay. Next, what is Q? Q is lacteal. P, epithelial cell, and last one, blood capillary. So class, villus only has three things that we need to know. Villus has three parts only: lacteal, epithelial cell, and blood capillary. Okay, so for the digestion, all digested nutrients can be divided into two types. One is water soluble, another one is lipid soluble. I repeat, the digested nutrients can be divided into two types only: water soluble and lipid soluble. So which one is absorbed into lacteal? Water soluble or lipid soluble? L for lacteal. So L for lipid. This is how you remember. L for lacteal, L for lipid. So the other one, water soluble, absorbed into blood capillary. Okay, huh? Now we go to question. Name one substance that is absorbed into Q, into lacteal. So all lipid-soluble substances are absorbed into lacteal. So you can have lipid droplets or triglycerides, fatty acid, glycerol, vitamin A, D, are they? Vitamin are they? So if question required one answer only, please don't write more than one. Why? Because if you write more, let's say you have lipid droplets, is it correct? Yes, but you have glucose, amino acid, wrong. How many? Do you get 1 mark for this? Yes, you get 1 mark. Why? Because first attempt only. Percobaan pertama sahaja. What about if you get this answer? Glucose is the first one. And the rest, maybe you have 10 more. All answer correct. But for the first one, wrong. Do you get any mark? No. First attempt only. Percobaan pertama sahaja. So, if student is guessing, tembak saja. Dia tak tahu jawapan mana satu, tembak saja. For by luck, dia tembak lipid droplets. Jadi betul lah dia. Jadi jika dia tembak, yang belakang tu 10 semua betul, tapi pertama itu salah, kosong markah. This is called FAO. Okay, ha. Now FAO, next, what is wrong, cancer, right? Okay, now we go to another diagram. Label the diagram, please. This is for mitosis or meiosis. Cell division, we only have two types of cell division, right? Mitosis and meiosis. See if they berdua-duaan, jangan dekat sekolah, ha. Berdua-duaan means meiosis, ha. Okay, you try to label the diagram. We don't have time to do one by one. Okay, now we go to the question. The diagram shows the type of cell division. State the type of cell division. Mitosis and meiosis, which one? So if students don't know, they tembak, write two answers, mitosis and also meiosis. Any mark for this? Wrong. Why? Wrong, cancer, right. Okay, I give you another sample of answer. If the student put meiosis first, yeah, meiosis is the answer, right? Meiosis is the answer. But if the student put both answers together, wrong. This is called wrong, cancer, right? Because both answers contradict to each other. Dua jawapan bercanggahan kepada satu sama lain. Ini tidak ada kaitan dengan FAO, tidak ada kaitan dengan percobaan pertama. Walaupun ini betul, kerana jawapan bercanggahan. Okay, contradict. So for cell division, many students say it is so difficult. I have a very simple diagram for you to understand mitosis and meiosis. So actually in our body, we have only two types of cells, right? Yeah. So the type of cell hidden here, malu-malu punya, cannot let other people see. What type of cell here? Reproductive cell or gamete? This one you have to cover it, right? And the rest can be exposed like lelaki dekat rumah boleh buang semua baju kecuali ini dia tak boleh buang kan. Lain the rest we call it body cell or somatic cells. Yeah, two types of cells actually. So to produce or to reproduce somatic cell, we use mitosis. To produce gametes, we use meiosis. Yeah, that's all. Okay. So mitosis is for growth of our body to replace dead or damaged cell. Meiosis, simple, right? Produce gamete. We have male gametes produced through meiosis, and then we have female gametes produced through meiosis. So all of our body cell, our genetic information, half from the father, another half from the mother. That's why our body chromosome made up of 2N, one from father, one from mother. All somatic cell, our number of chromosome 2N. N or 2N, haploid or diploid, refer to number of chromosome. Half from the father and another half from mother and. That's why Chinese or sometimes we say, hey, where is your another half? Do you know what is mean by another half? Yeah, I have my another half, that is my husband. So my ovum fertilized, fused together with the another gamete form 2N. So this is the importance of meiosis. Meiosis produce gamete so that they can maintain diploid number of chromosome in the next generation. Right? I repeat, meiosis produce gamete to maintain 2N number of chromosome in the next generation. This is the importance of meiosis. Is it made clear now? And the rest for cell division, you need to know Professor Ahmad. What is Professor Ahmad? You know who is Professor Ahmad? Professor P for prophase, A metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So you need to know the events of the chromosome inside each phase. So this is all about cell division. Once you make it clear, N or 2N refer to number of chromosomes. Now I want you to answer this. This is prophase 1. What is the number of chromosomes? Cell Indo, parent cell always starts with 2N. Only gamete is N class. Nothing to remember actually. Only gamete is 2N. The rest, only gamete is N. The rest all are 2N. So this is 2N. What is the number of chromosome? Kira lo, berapa kromosom di dalam? N or 2N itu refer kepada bilangan kromosom di dalam nukleus itu. Jadi macam butterfly kan, ada 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can count the center here, centromere, centromere. Ada 4 centromere, 4 lah kromosom. Okay, jika sel induk itu 4, matematik gamete dia 2. Okay. So if you have other question related to cell division, you want to maybe certain part you don't understand, you can type it in the chat box. Okay, so now we move on. Next one. So the keywords of the question: state, explain, describe. Which one is the simplest one, easiest one? State, right? Nyatakan. Okay, let's try. State 2 adaptations of the structure X in absorbing digested food, villus. So keywords, this one, adaptations. So for villus, there are 4 adaptations related to absorbing digested nutrients. Actually, in the textbook, there are 6. One is goblet cell goblet. Another one is intestinal gland. Intestinal gland in BM is cholangia-usus. But for the goblet cell and cholangia-usus, intestinal gland, it is more to digestion. Absorption is this 4. So the answer, I'll show you the answer, numerous microvilli, micro, small, kecil-kecil villi. Mana dia? Atas sini. Microvilli, numerous, banyak-banyak. Has network of blood capillary, And then one cell thick epithelial wall, cannot say one cell thick, apa itu sangat nipis, your skin very thin or very thick, you must write epithelial wall. Okay. And last one is has lactale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 adaptations, give 2. Okay, now, if you remember, there is another chapter, a structure, which has the similar question and also answer like villus. Similar question or answer like villus. Also adaptation. It is this one. Adaptation of respiratory structure, alveolus. For efficient gaseous exchange. Alveolus is for gaseous exchange. Villus is for absorption of nutrients. Both are very important process, right? We want to absorb food as fast as possible. And we want to take in oxygen, get rid of carbon dioxide as fast as possible. So you see the answer, numerous alveoli, just now is numerous microvilli. Surrounded by network of blood capillary, one cell thick, but this one is alveolar wall. And last one is moist surface, but for villus, it is lactale. The fourth one is not the same. Number 4 tidak sama, yang lain lebih kurang sama kan jawapan. That's why my student get confused. Oh, cikgu villus, I write moist surface bolehkah? Bolehkah surface dia lembab? Salah, lembab bukan untuk villus. And one more thing I want to emphasize is has network of blood capillary. Some of the reference book they write covered by or surrounded by blood capillary. This is wrong. We cannot say covered. Why? Because the capillary is built up inside, not outside. Covered or surrounded means it is outside, right? But this is inside. We cannot say covered or surrounded. Okay, but for alveolus, yes, we can say so because the alveolus blood capillary is outside the alveolus. It is surrounded. Is it clear? Okay, now how to remember these two? How to remember the 4 adaptation for villus and also 4 adaptation for alveolus. So I have a very simple tips for you. Yeah. Ever play with this type of balloon? Pernah main balloon panjang ini kah? Boleh lipat-lipat jadi anjing kah? Jadi bunga kah? Betul? Jadi ini satu balloon kan? Use your imagination. Villus looks like satu balloon, betul kah? Yeah, like this. Betul lah. Okay, Yeah, macam satu balloon. Okay, now satu bola lah, satu bola. Satu bola dalam bahasa English, how to say? Satu biji bola. Satu bola. Satu biji ke satu bola? Boleh lah. One ball, right? Bahasa baku lah, one ball. Okay, what is one ball? First one, L. I married large surface area because numerous microvilli. Luas permukaan yang besar. B for blood capillary. O for one cell thick epithelial wall. And L for, you guess? Lactale. Okay lah. Jadi guna imajinasi, oh ini villus, jadi satu bola. Okay satu bowl. Next, alveolus. Pernah tengok kartun Tom and Jerry kah? Jerry itu selalu ambil bom, nak bom. Ini Tom kah? Ya, nak Tom ambil bom, nak kenakan Jerry kan? Tengok alveolus macam bom kan? Sekarang satu biji bom dalam bahasa Inggris, how to say? Satu biji bom. One bomb kan? One bomb, large surface area, B, blood capillary, one cell thick, moist surface. Now you don't get confused for satu bom, lactale. Satu bom, alveolus. Kerana alveolus macam bom. Okay, this is for the state simple one. You write simple answer. Okay, now what about if we go to explain or describe? So this one you need to write more. I give you the answer. So you see the black color one refer to the adaptation. We state it. And red color one refer to explanation. Explanation, numerous of the key point, keyword is large surface area. I underline already. Cikgu sudah underline. Untuk explanation, banyak itu mestilah luas permukaan. Blood capillary, transport. Function for blood is for transportation, right? Jadi mesti ada keyword transport. One cell thick, my student asked, teacher, one cell is very thin. No? Why it is not called one cell thin? It is called one cell thick. I think thick ni. Ini we are talking about the thickness, ketebalan. That's why we call it one cell thick. You don't write one cell thin, huh? Okay. So thickness related to the distance. If something is very thick, so diffusion take longer time, right? Dinding sangat tebal, jadi diffusion sangat lama. Jadi jika dinding sangat nipis, diffusion sangat cepat. Jadi one cell thick, very thin one, reduce the distance, so that absorption can be taken place very fast. Okay, get it up? And last one, lactale absorb fatty soluble substances or fat soluble substances. Okay, this one, just write out the function. Okay, huh? Now, if I change this question, absorb digested food to alveolus. Alveolus. You just need to do slight changes, right? Sedikit perubahan sahaja. Jawapan sebenarnya sama sahaja. Okay, how to change it? Numerous alveoli create large surface area for exchange of respiratory gas. This one covered by network capillary transport respiratory gas. Ini tukar kepada alveolar wall. Exchange of respiratory gas. Kemudian moist surface saja yang tidak sama. Moist surface lembab. Moist for what? For gas to dissolve. Lembab ada air, gas boleh larut di dalam sebelum dia meresap. Okay, huh? So untuk one ball dengan one bomb, jika dia keluar adaptation, biasanya budak saya sangat gembira. Oh, simple saja. Slightly change, semua sudah ada dekat situ. Okay, huh? Luas, large surface area, transport, reduce the distance, and dissolve. Okay, so this is the tip to remember. Make it simple. Okay, next about the label. So diagram below shows the structure. Again, I have to label this one. And we try this. What is P? P is carbohydrate chain. Yeah. So if this carbohydrate chain attached to the lipid, so this lipid is called carbohydrate lipid. Jika carbohydrate chain attached to the protein, jadi protein ini dikenali sebagai glycoprotein. Glycolipid and glycoprotein. Okay? So label a phospholipid as R in the diagram. Where one phospholipid, Q, is it phospholipid? No. One phospholipid, this is bilayer. Satu layer, dua layer. You cannot say this is phospholipid, wrong. So I give you sample answer. This one, R, label like this. Correct or wrong? Betul ke salah label macam ini? Salah. Why? Arrowhead. Jangan ada kepala anak panah. No. You can get this information from Form 4 Chapter 1, page 13. Now, it is stated in the textbook. You cannot use arrowhead because arrowhead refer to the direction. Like just now, water movement. This is direction. Okay. Next, this one. Is it correct? No. Why? Yeah, because it is not pointed exactly to the structure. Mesti tertuju kena pada structure itu. Salah juga nih. Okay, next. Betul kan ni? Ya, sangat fancy ya. Oh ya, ada pattern punya garis dia. Salah ha? Textbook kata tidak boleh mesti straight line. Okay. Next one. Ini betulkah? Salah juga. Mengapa? Bertindih. Overlap with other people. Don't do this. So many empty spaces. Why you want to cross here? Okay. So there are, yeah, this is the correct one. 4 criteria for label. This one is quite simple, right? Okay. I think no problem with this one. But I got my students with the fancy lines. Okay. Next we go to tips number 7, marking technique number 7. Don't repeat the word that is stated in the question already. Okay, let's see the question. Diagram shows a bottle of cyanide, which is inhibitor. So we never learn about cyanide. I don't know. We don't know what is that cyanide. But the information given is it is cell respiratory inhibitor. Or if you don't know what is inhibitor, in BM ialah perencat. Oh, tidak tahu. Jadi, how? BM juga tak faham, English juga tak faham. Macam mana? Tengoklah gambar. Ada sekali ni memang tak bagus punya kan? Okay, now one question is cell respiration. Respirasi cell. What is respiration? Is it breathing? No, this is not breathing. TION means process. Process. What is the importance of cell respiration? You must know this. What is cell respiration first before you can answer the question? Because this is the tips given. So many students don't know how to apply. Is this class cell respiration is taken from which chapter? From chapter 7, right? Chapter 7 is talking about cell respiration. For what? Okay, now I want you to do action together with me. Touch your nose. Take a deep breath in. Sentuh hidung kamu, kemudian tarik nafas. Gas apa yang dimasukkan dalam hidung? Oksigen kan? Oksigen. Okay. We need oxygen to stay alive. Supaya tidak mati ya. Okay. Number 2, touch your mouth. Mulut kamu. Makanan yang kita makan selepas digestion, dia jadi apa? After digestion, most of our food becomes glucose, right? We need to eat to survive, to stay alive also. Yeah. Jadi hidung, oxygen, mulut, glucose. Okay. Put your hand in front of your mouth and then take a deep breath out. Hempus keluar. Hempus keluar. Apa yang keluar dari mulut kamu? What is coming out? Carbon dioxide. What else? Water vapor. Air kan? And heat energy. Haba keluar. Yeah, what is this? This is the equation for cell respiration. Aerobic respiration. We try one more time. Touch your nose, oxygen. Plus your mulut, glucose. Breathe out, hempus, nafas, keluar. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, done our equation. This is very useful, you know, class. Later on, we will go to photosynthesis. You know how to make your photosynthesis equation. Similar like this. Okay, we now focus on respiration first. So what is the purpose of respiration? This is called cell respiration, right? How to define cell respiration? Oxidation of glucose to produce energy. Ta-da-da! This is what we want. Oxidation of glucose to produce energy. This is called cell respiration. So important purpose of cell respiration is to provide energy. That's why our mitochondria is the site for cell respiration. Okay, so this is the concept you need to know before you can answer this question. Okay, now explain what will happen to the intake of potassium ion by algae if cyanide is present in its environment. Intake of potassium ion. One very simple tip, because for plant or whatever, as long as it is ions, it is always by which type of transportation? Active. Guna energy. Active transport. Okay, huh? So for our SPM standard, intake of ion by active, intake of water osmosis. That's all, two things. Okay, dua benda saja. Mineral ion, active transport, gunakan tenaga. Okay, so jadi jika ada perencat, jika ada cyanide, ada cell respiration kah? Tidak ada cell respiration. Jika tidak ada cell respiration, ada energi kah? Tidak ada energi. Jadi itulah jawapan. Soalan dia, what happened to the intake? You must state your answer. This one answer first. Jawab soalan untuk intake. Apa yang berlaku kepada intake of potassium? Tidak ada kan? You can write decrease or does not occur, but you cannot say inhibited. Tidak boleh cakap inhibited atau terencat because inhibited is stated in the question already. You cannot repeat it. Okay, huh? Guna istilah lain yang sama masuk dekat dia. Jadi ini adalah satu markah untuk jawab soalan di sini. Intake of potassium ion. Kemudian explain. Okay. Explain tentang cell respiration. Cell respiration. No energy or less energy produced, or you can say ATP. So no active, or you can say no active transport occur. So this one mark. This is the explanation, another mark. Okay, so explain what will happen. What happened first, and then you explain mengapa dia macam ini. Jadi explain itu selalunya berkaitan dengan teori. Okay, ha. Jadi jika anda tidak tahu teori, at least try lah. Ini benda tidak bagus. So. Cell respiration berlaku ke tidak berlaku? Ya, guess lah. Ini benda tidak baik, mestilah tidak berlaku punya kan? Ha. Jadi at least boleh dapat satu markah di sini. Okay, ha? Ya. Next, short form. Can we use short form? So this is hormone X and hormone Y. Yeah, let's try to label this one. This is related to chapter 15, reproduction. There are 4 hormones related to reproduction. Okay, what is hormone X? This is about our menstrual cycle. There are 28 days. In the center, 28 hari. Tengah-tengah hari keberapa? Matematik? Tengah-tengah 14. Ya, 14 itu event besar ni, ovulation. Ovulation. Jadi one day before ovulation is LH, right? Okay, so at the back, hormone Y, you see after ovulation, only 2 hormones, 2 hormon sahaja. Yang paling atas itu both adalah progesterone. Kedua itu adalah estrogen. Hafal ini sajalah. Okay, Yang paling senang saya rasa, I think the easiest one is LH because it is one day before ovulation. And after ovulation, also not so difficult. Progesterone is the first one, estrogen number two. Okay, so name hormone X and hormone Y. I give you simple answer. LH, correct or not? Wrong. Why wrong? Siapakah nama kamu? Nama saya SMN. Apalah nama ini initial saja. Jadi orang suruh bagi nama penuh kan. Jadi ini tidak boleh. Salah. But LH, both capital letter, kedua-dua huruf besar. What about this one? Dapat markah kah? Ya, luteinizing hormone dengan progesterone. Betul kan ni? Ini siapa punya ni? Ini this one for X ke for Y? This one for S ke for Y? Tak tahulah. Kena ikut marker tu balik rumah point kepada marker ya. Ini saya refer to X ini saya refer to Y. Bolehkah? Tak boleh lah kan? So jawapan make it clear. X is luteinizing hormone and then Y progesterone. Okay, this is for name. So cannot use short form. But if it is in essay, ask you to explain the role, the function of hormone X and hormone Y, then you can use short form or GnRH. So in essay, ask you to explain, you can use short form. Is it clear? Okay, so next. Quantitative questions, quantitative. So let's see the question. The table below shows the breathing rate of a student during resting and during vigorous activity. Breathing rate, yeah, per nafasan per minute. So explain why the breathing rate of the student is different during resting and during vigorous activity. 4 marks are quite a lot. So now, this is what so-called quantitative, melibatkan nombor, tidak boleh saling nombor. We just think about this. Maklumat yang diberikan dalam soalan, can we take it and we get 1 mark? Bolehkah? Kita tidak mungkin boleh saling jawapan dari soalan kemudian dapat 1 mark, kan? Tidak boleh. Tetapi kita boleh cakap ini, this one is different bah. Which one is higher? Which one is lower? During race is lower, but during vigorous is higher. Yeah, we can say like this. Higher than or lower than. And then we need to explain why. Mengapa macam ini? So this is the different, right? Inilah mengapa mereka perbezaan mereka dulu. Mereka berbeza. Kemudian mengapa? Because when we are during exercise, yeah, related to cell respiration again, right? Chapter 7. Okay, simple answer. Breathing rate, copy ya. Salin dari mana? Breathing rate di sini. Semasa resting, during rest. Lower than this one. Ya, istilah di atas kamu boleh salin. Tetapi kena tulis siapa tinggi, siapa rendah. Okay, kemudian explain. Because body require more oxygen. Pernafasan ambil oxygen. More oxygen. And then expel more carbon dioxide. Keluar, hempus keluar more carbon dioxide. You see, I highlighted more and more. Why more? Because higher. Because higher. We need to emphasize. Actually, we have our respiration all the time. Setiap masa ada. Tetapi bila vigorous activity, aktiviti cergas, dia lebih banyak. Jadi ini adalah keywords. Jika tidak ada more, tidak ada maka. Okay? More oxygen needed to oxidize glucose or to produce energy. More energy needed for muscle to contract. So if I say cell respiration rate increase, it is included in this point. Cell respiration increase, oxidized glucose increase, energy increase. They are under one keywords. Okay, huh? So muscle contract is another keywords. So more. Okay, next we go to another example for quantitative question. Explain why an individual able to run faster after an intensive training. Again, you see, run faster, intensive, latihan intensive. Mengapa? Run faster. You see, it is higher again, right? Getting higher. Cell respiration, all getting higher. Muscle have more mitochondria. Training makes somebody muscle getting bigger, right? Intensive latihan intensive menyebabkan otot seseorang lebih besar kan? Jadi di dalam lebih banyak mitochondrion. Mitochondrion apakah function dia? Function for mitochondria, cell respiration increase again is the keywords. Cell respiration, more oxidation of glucose, more energy is produced. That's why they can do intensive, they can run faster. Okay, huh? Again, it is something to do with more. You see, when the scenario is going high, most of the time, there are more need to be added to your answer. That's how we'll go to the negative one. Huh? Okay, another quantitative question. The following information shows the body mass index BMI obtained from SEGA evaluation of a student. Okay, body height 160, body mass 97 kg. Okay, formula is given. Indicator BMI less than 20, category underweight, terlalu kurus, normal, overweight or obese. Okay, now based on the above table, determine the BMI category of the student. Show your calculation. So if the formula is given, do you need to write out this one? No need. But you need to use this one. Put the number in. Put your number in. Body mass 97, height 160. Oh, sorry, typo here. 160 cm. Okay, equal to, sorry for the typo. This is the answer. So this is calculation. Correctly put in the number 1 mark and correct answer 1 mark. 2 only. But question asking for determine the BMI. This is BMI. So class always read question carefully. Underline or just circle out the requirement of the question. Okay, Ini adalah dua yang diperlukan, dua jawapan. So you need to state the student is obese. Yeah, obesity dekat sini. Okay, now we see the calculation. Step 1 mark, correct answer 1 mark, and category 1 mark. So which one is more important? The step is more important or the answer is more important? What if your step is wrong but your answer is correct? Can you get 1 mark? No. Wrong, correct step, wrong answer, still can get 1 mark. This one, maybe by mistake, this is wrong, but step correct, you still can get 1 mark. But if the step is wrong, sorry, no mark. Okay, And the answer without unit also no mark. So unit is important. Okay, I think this is same as your mathematics, right? If your step is correct, you still can get mark. Okay, next. If the formula is not given. So example, a student was done on the rat population in an oil palm plantation. On the first day, 100 rats were caught, marked, and released. 2 weeks later, 140 rats were caught. 40 of them were marked. Calculate the population size of the rat in the oil palm plantation. This is capture, mark, release, and what is that? Capture, mark, release, and recapture technique. So what is the formula? Senang saja. 1 darab 2 equal to 2. One more time. 1 darab 2 sama dengan 2. First capture times second capture. Divided by second capture with marking. 1 darab 2 sama dengan 2. Okay, like this is the formula you need to write out. Looks like so long. Wah, nampak sangat panjang, betul. But if you understand what is 1 times 2, then you can write out by using your own word. Gunakan istilah sendiri. Okay, And this is 1 mark for the formula. And then 1 mark for your step, 1 mark for your answer. Answer with correct unit. Berapa ekor tikus? Kena tulis, jangan 350 sahaja. Apa benda tu, Okay. 1 markah. 1 markah. I hope I am not talking too fast. Okay. So correct step, same as the previous one. Correct steps, correct answer, wrong answer, 1 mark. Correct step, wrong step, correct answer, 0 mark. Okay. Now we go to negative question. Example number 1. Diagram shows a cell component P. Explain the effect on the muscle cell if muscle cell has less cell component P. Negative question because of this one. Less, kekurangan component cell P. What is component cell P? Jadi sel P adalah mitochondrion kan? Untuk soalan negatif, mesti ingatkan function component ini. Component mitochondrion generate energy through cell respiration, menghasilkan tenaga melalui respirasi sel. Jadi jika kekurangan less, jadi ini tidak dapat berlaku kan? Okay, huh? So less energy generated by muscle cell, and then muscle become weak or less muscle contraction. What is the function of muscle? So muscle function is contraction or contraction. So if less energy, muscle cannot contract or less contraction. Okay, so less affects muscle. 2 marks. One for this one related to muscle, another one related to the function. Okay, try another one. Negative question. So look at the diagram. Now try, what is the number of chromosomes for this cell? Is this an animal cell or plant cell? This is an animal cell because of the component Z. Component Z is central, right? Central looks like, central nampak macam apa ya? Saya selalu kata central nampak macam 2 tin cola. Satu berdiri tegak, satu baling dekat sana. One standing up, another one laying down. Ada 2 tin cola. What do you think? Bolehkah tumbuhan minum cola? Pernahkah kamu nampak tumbuhan minum? Adakah? Tak ada kan? Hanya animal saja yang minum cola. Manusia minum cola. Jadi orang tidak ada tin cola. Tumbuhan tidak ada central. Huh? Okay, second question. What is the number of chromosomes for this cell? Number of chromosomes always start with 2n. 2n equal to, jadi kiralah berapa ekor butterfly di dalam? 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So 6 chromosomes, 2n equals to 6. Okay. So next we go to question. The cell was exposed to gamma ray and caused the component Z fail to function. Explain the effects. So gamma ray tidak bagus punya. Jadi dia fail, negative 1. Jadi fikirkan function central. Okay, huh? Central function forms spindle fiber during cell division. Membentuk gentian gelendong semasa pembahagian sel. Okay, ha. Jadi jika central rosak, tidak berfungsi, jadi tidak dapat buat benda ini lagi kan? Okay. Jadi jawapan tidak dapat buat gentian gelendong. Ini jawapan untuk pertama punya requirement. Kemudian, apakah effects? Tengok S, jadi ada 2 explanation dekat sini. Pertama, this cause non-disjunction. Tak disjungsi berlaku. Apa itu not disjunction? Non-disjunction, what is this? And because of non-disjunction, gamete will have abnormal number of chromosomes. Gamete itu N kan? Abnormal, dia extra 1 atau dia kurang 1. Because of non-disjunction, gamete menjadi abnormal. Okay, now what is meant by non-disjunction? I'll show you this one. Jadi non-disjunction boleh berlaku semasa anaphase 1 atau anaphase 2. Apa itu anaphase? What is the events of a chromosome during anaphase? Anaphase separate kan? Separate. Metaphase berbaris. Berbaris dulu kemudian separate. Metaphase kemudian anaphase. Jadi anaphase kali pertama dan anaphase untuk meiosis, anaphase kali kedua. Kita tengok contoh untuk non-disjunction for anaphase 1. Jadi ini step fasa ini adalah metaphase 1. Anaphase 1 like this. What do you see? Ada masalah kah? Siapa yang tidak ikut arahan? Blue color or red color? Anaphase sepatutnya mereka berpisah, seorang pergi satu kutub, each to one pole. But the second one, not functioning, kentian kelendong. Spindle fiber not functioning. That's why this one follow the friends to this pole. Jadi masa telophase separate. Now move on to meiosis 2. Metaphase 2 berbaris semua. Anaphase 2, they correctly separate in the wrong way. I repeat, correctly separate but in wrong content. Yang dapat ekstra, ini dapat ekstra, tambah satu, ini kurang satu, kawan dia hilang. Biasanya merah itu kita kata merah itu kromosom dari ibu, contohnya biru itu kromosom dari bapa. Jadi ini satu set, 2N. Jangan terlalu, I don't want to confuse you. We just throw away this one. So this one, if non-disjunction happens during anaphase 1 in the beginning of the process, you see none of the gamete is normal. Semua gamete tidak normal, kan? Macam mana dengan non-disjunction yang berlaku semasa anaphase 2? Okay, let's see. This is berdua-duaan, berbaris, berdua-duaan. Ini episod pertama. Macam tengok movie kan, episod pertama. Berdua-duaan, berbaris, metaphase 1. Now, anaphase 1. Ini betul kan ni? Correct Yeah. Both of them, separate correctly. Now move on to telophase 1, cytokinesis, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2. Siapa silap? Ini yang tidak mau pisah ni. We continue the process. Telophase 2, cytokinesis. Okay, you see, among the 4 gametes produced, we still have 2 normal gametes. Yay, 50%. Generasi seterusnya mungkin masih normal. But this one, plus 1. This one kurang 1. Jadi macam matematik, MX. Jika dari permulaan, in the beginning, step kamu sudah salah, yang lain semua salah kan? Kasihan dia. Tetapi jika matematik, depan semua betul tapi di bawah sikit saja yang salah, masih ada maka kan? Ini okeylah, tidak begitu serius. Ini lagi serius kan? Jadi non-disjunction boleh berlaku semasa anaphase 1 atau semasa anaphase 2. Mengapa boleh macam ini? Mutation. This is called mutation. Mutasi. Okay. So now we continue. Not finished yet. Okay, now let's say we have the abnormal gamete. Ini adalah apa gamete? N gamete plus 1 kan? Ini adalah hilang 1 N, tolak 1. This one normal. What if no abnormal gamete fertilize a normal sperm? Ta-da! After fertilization is zygote. N tambah N becomes 2N. Jadi zygote ialah 2N, tapi 2N ini ada extra 1. Is it clear, class? Gamete fertilized with another gamete becomes zygote. So zygote starting from zygote all 2N and becomes human also by mitosis 2N until the person produce gamete reduced to half into N again. Okay, so this is abnormal. What if N minus 1 fertilized with a normal sperm? Certain the zygote 2N but minus 1. So what is the example of disease caused by 2N plus 1? 2n for human, 2n equal to berapa? 2n itu number of chromosome kan. Manusia ada berapa kromosom? Jika anda tidak ingat lalat ke, harimau ke, kucing ke, tak apa. Mesti ingat manusia. Kita manusia kan, homo sapiens. Habis form 5 masih tidak tahu di dalam kita ada berapa kromosom. Janganlah. Okay. Manusia, humans will have 46 chromosome. Normal one. But 2n plus 1 equal to 47. 2n minus 1, 45 only. So what type of disease with an extra chromosome? Down syndrome. Down syndrome. So again, spelling is important. D, capital letter D. Capital letter D. So you want to put apostrophe X, yeah, this is the correct way, or you don't want to, or no apostrophe, also acceptable. Okay, next. Another one is Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome. This is caused by sex chromosome non-disjunction. Sex chromosome tidak mau pisah, kasihan dia. Yang ini autosome tidak mau pisah. Autosome. Jadi apa itu autosome? Itu apa itu sex chromosome? 46 kromosom kita, kromosom divided into 44 autosome. And then 2 sex chromosome, kan? Sex chromosome X dan sex chromosome Y. Jadi non-disjunction boleh berlaku pada autosome, juga boleh berlaku pada sex chromosome. Okay? Jika apa itu autosome? Sex chromosome determine sex organ kita lah. Yang lain selain seks, badannya, mata, telinga itu semua under control of autosome. Okay, I repeat. Sex chromosome determine our sex or sex organs, all related to sex organs. The rest of our body, our hands, fingers, eyes, and so on, controlled by autosome. Okay, so Down syndrome is caused by autosome non-disjunction. And then Klinefelter caused by sex chromosome. And now, Klinefelter is a boy or girl? Ta-da! Tak tahu. 2n minus 1 example is Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome also caused by sex chromosome. And this is girl or boy? Ta-da! My student also get confused. Cikgu tidak ingat itu. Turner syndrome lelaki atau perempuan tidak ingat. Just tembak sajalah. So one way to remember. Klinefelter and Turner sex chromosome bermasalah kan? Biasanya lelaki lebih tinggi kan? Normally lelaki lebih tinggi. Jadi istilah dia lebih panjang lah. Ini tinggi kan? Turner ini pendek sikit kan? Normally lah. Jadi yang panjang itu lelaki lah. Pendek itu perempuan. Klinefelter boy. Turner girl. So this Turner syndrome 44 normal plus XO hilang satu X. Jadi hilang sexual characteristics for female. She don't have ovary. She don't have menstrual cycle. What about Klinefelter? Klinefelter lelaki 44 autosome normal, tetapi double XY. More characteristics, female sexual characteristics. So the breast enlarged, small testes. These are their characteristics. Okay, XXY, XO. So equal to 47. 44, 45, 46, 47. 44 and 45. This is under mutation. So cell division and mutation, actually they are interconnected. Okay? Now, Down syndrome, Turner syndrome. Okay, so some reminder. So actually for essay questions, the answering technique similar to our structure. But I have some reminder for this. Always start or encourage students to start with essay, or students, you can try this one. Start with essay. And read carefully and the keywords. Yeah, I want to talk about the keywords. What is meant by keywords? And always refer to the diagram or information given, because sometimes the diagram given is different from the textbook. Tidak sama dengan textbook ya. Jadi jika tidak sama dengan textbook, kadang-kadang tidak dapat ikut jawapan dalam textbook. Okay, refer to the question. And no point form, tidak boleh ha. Each sentence must be meaningful. Either you draw it in the table or in the paragraph. So one technique about paragraph. If the question asking about compare, what is mean by compare? You need to write out the similarity or write out the differences or both. Compare means both, berbanding. Saya banding dengan dia. Kami ada persamaan, kami ada perbezaan. Especially for differences, we always make our point in one sentence. X, while X macam ini, while Y macam ini. Tidak boleh buat dalam perenggan, paragraph. X satu paragraph, Y satu paragraph. Tidak boleh macam ini ha. Or else only the first comparison is taken count. Hanya perbandingan pertama sahaja. Satu markah jika betul. Yang lain tidak akan baca untuk kamu lagi. Okay ha? Berhati-hati. Buat dalam sentence. Okay, now I still have some more tips for you. So, why some students cannot apply? Ini berkaitan dengan aplikasi ya, cannot apply. Is most of the students, if they say they cannot apply, I will ask one question. When you do your revision, do you read the title? Do you read the subtitle? Oh tidak oh cikgu, terus masuk ke dalam topik itu. Terus masuk ke fotosintesis, baca-baca dan hafal. Banyak budak yang tidak baca title. Macam chapter 2 form 5. Title dia, leaf structure and leaf function. Do you know what is the title for chapter 3? Don't know. No idea. And what is the subtitle for chapter 2? Subtitle is here. Structure of a leaf, main organ for gaseous exchange, main organ for transpiration, main organ for photosynthesis, and finally is compensation point. There are 5 subtitles. Why this is important? Because these are what so-called keywords. Kata kunci for question. Soalan dia akan tanya tentang leaf structure. State the leaf structure and their function. Dia gunakan tajuk atau subtajuk ini bagaikan keywords untuk tanya soalan. Like this chapter 2 talk about leaf. Daun. Jadi first part, structure of a leaf. What is mean by structure? Struktur dia macam kereta, structure of a car, there are 4 tires, windows, steering, ini adalah struktur kan. Setiap struktur itu ada fungsi dia, steering untuk apa, side mirror untuk apa, ada fungsi. Jadi kita juga kena kenakan, we need to know the structure and function of the leaf first before we go to the function of other parts of the plant. So like leaves have the cuticles, upper epidermis, and also a lot of stomata. Yeah, stomata. So once we come to stomata, then we know it involves in gaseous exchange. If oxygen diffuse into stoma, oxygen in, carbon dioxide out, this is related to respiration, right? Oxygen masuk. Take a deep breath in. Breathing, we take in oxygen. So plant also take in oxygen for respiration. Transpiration, still stoma, but water diffuse out. Water keluar, transpiration. One more, photosynthesis, again through stoma. Photosynthesis, carbon dioxide masuk sekarang. oksigen keluar. Ini photosynthesis. Jadi untuk chapter 2, we talk about leaf structure and function. We talk about exchange of gases. We talk about transpiration, photosynthesis, and finally, photosynthesis and respiration. This is compensation point. So class, by understand the title and subtitle, we have an idea of what we are learning in chapter 2 or what we are learning in chapter 3. So please go to read title or subtitle. Another example is this. Do you realize or not some of the organism like this one, epiphytes, it comes up in chapter 3 from 5, but also in chapter 9, epiphytes. So don't miss up the answer for both chapters. For chapter 3, it talk about plant nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition, is it nutrient? Tidak sama, Nutrition ialah proses mendapatkan nutrients. So this is how to get nutrients. So how? Yeah, epiphytes. You can go to page 68, chapter 3. So how epiphytes, they stay on the trunk of the other plants. They can carry out photosynthesis themselves to get the nutrients, right? And so on and so forth. But for chapter 9, this is interaction. This is the keywords. Interaction, interaksi. Chapter 3 keywords there, nutrition is the keyword. Chapter 9, interaction is the keyword. Unless you see nutrition here. Betul? Okay, So interaction refer to two organism, one get benefit or harm, mendapat kebaikan ke atau keburukan, atau tidak ada apa-apa yang berlaku. This is called interaction between biotic components. Biotic components. So we have this plus, minus, or plus 0, right? This is called interaction. Okay, so read title and subtitle carefully. Next, again, this is also one of the examples for chapter 3, how they get in the nutrients, but in chapter 9, this is the response in the plant, venous fly tract. So be very careful of this, okay? Okay, now number 2, link it to something. So this is from chapter 7, page 135, from 5. You can turn your textbook to this page 135. So what is the keyword for this one? Keywords, adaptation and habitat. These are the keywords, adaptation and habitat. Actually, class, for Form 4, we focus on humans and animals, right? Form 5, we are focusing first 5 or 6 chapters we focus on plants. So plants actually quite simple if compared to humans, because plant has only how many parts? The root, the stem, and the leaf. 3 only. Daun, batang, akar. Daun, batang, akar. So we are talking about adaptation of the leaves. We are talking about the adaptation of the root. And batang jarang ada adaptation kan? Tidak ada. So we only focus on tumbuhan. For tumbuhan, buat ulang kaji. Okay, daun, what are the adaptation? How they looks like, the structure, the function. Okay, roots, their structure, their function, their adaptation in different habitat. Do you get what I mean? For plant, focus on leaf and root only, no other things, the adaptation. So for this different habitat, how to remember? So hydro means water, right? This one, students normally no problem with this. How to memorize halophyte, mesophyte, and xerophyte? Plus, do you realize or not, in this chapter 7, they talk about adaptation for halophytes, hydrophytes, and xerophyte, but no adaptation or explanation for mesophyte. Is it? Why there is no explanation or adaptation for mesophyte? Because our chapter 2 and 3, chapter 2 talking about the leaf, chapter 2 leaf, chapter 3 about the root, right? Chapter 3 root. Jadi 2 of them refer to mesophyte already. So that's why in chapter 7, no more mesophyte adaptation here. So now I want to teach you one very simple way to remember halophyte and xerophyte. So pernah pergi ke pantai ke? Ever go to the beach? You standing here facing to the ocean. Wah, blue sky. Oh, sky is here. Blue sky, air biru, sky juga biru sangat cantik. And then you shout, Jerry, hello! Hoping that you can see the echo from the other side of the ocean. Ever done this before? Ever do this before? Try this. Hello, Jerry, hello kepada pandai, kepada air. Jadi seaside, salt water, air masin. Jadi hello, air masin, kan? Lain kali cubalah pergi Pintulu tepi pantai, Jerry hello, okay hello fight. Hello fight tinggal dekat situ. Okay ha? Ya. Next, xerophyte. Xerophyte, jika saya tukar X ini kepada Z, apa itu? Zero, kosong, kekurangan air, tak ada air, desert plant, cactus ke dekat itu. Jadi dan xerophyte tinggal dekat kawasan yang kurang air, zero, nadai air, tak cukup air, jangan kata tidak ada air walaupun zero ya, kekurangan air. Okay, so simple. And then you can think of in the xerophyte, they are lacking of water, right? So they need to preserve and reserve water, don't lose water excessively. Halophyte also. Halophyte, this is salt water. Salt water is hypertonic. Pekat kan? Hypertonic. So hypertonic will cause the loss of water. Kehilangan air. Jadi ini kehilangan air. Xerophyte also kehilangan air. So actually some of their adaptation, they are similar. Adaptasi mereka lebih kurang sama dari segi daun especially. Okay, ada persamaan di antara mereka. Okay, you can go further for this chapter. Now we move on to another one. Yeah, this one. Oh, how to memorize so many hormones. Yeah, this one. And you see ADH is a very important hormone. Oxytocin can be coming out in objective. We are not going into detail for this one. LH important, growth hormone simple. ACTH not so important because the function is too simple. TSH, but you prepare for the objective. Who knows? FSH, so there are few hormones. So this is pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is made up of two lobes. One in the front, we call it anterior, right? Di depan adalah anterior. Di belakang itu posterior. Okay, so how to link this one? So for this topic, you can link it to seaside. Hello ke, zero ke, kosong ke. Now this one, I want to tell you a story. A story about a boy called Eddie. Eddie is an introvert, pemalu, pendiam, tidak suka keluar, stay at home always. Eddie ni introvert, dia suka ikan. Ikan, how to say ikan? How to say ikan in English? Ikan itu fish kan? Spell fish? Mana pen saya? Spell fish? Ini ikan kan? Tapi jika ikan hilang satu tulang menjadi FSH. FSH, ikan, jika hilang satu tulang lagi menjadi TSH. T, terbalikkan T menjadi LH. L, ya boleh tengok cikgu. L, saya letakkan satu L yang upside down, terbalik bunyinya together. Tada, what is this? L, another upside down L menjadi GH. And one day, ikan kesayangan Eddie mati. Oh, dia mati. Eddie cakap, ikan saya mati. Ikan saya mati. Sedihnya. Okay, the end of the story. Not yet. Not yet. One more. So for introvert, pemalu kan, when taking group photo, pemalu biasanya berdiri dekat depan ke atau dekat belakang? Sembunyi dekat belakang kan, malu dia. Jadi Eddie dengar secreted belakang from posterior. And the rest all are secreted from anterior pituitary gland. Okay, this is how we link so many things. Tidak ingat kan? Tidak ingat, inilah satu cara. Be more creative. Fikirkan cara supaya kamu boleh ingat. This is for yourself, right? Kamu nak buat sangat pelik-pelik pun tak apa. Kamu yang tahu kan? Or you want to share with your friend? Yeah, to bless them also can. Okay, we try this one again, one more time. So there is an introvert boy called pemalu, pendiam, Eddie. What is Eddie actually? ADH hormone. ADH, FSH, TSH, LH, GH, and O, oxytocin. So this is very effective for your objective question. Okay, so Eddie, a fish, spell fish. FSH dia. Don't tell your English teacher. Fish, how to spell FSH. Hilang satu tulang, TSH. T terbalikkan, LH. L terbalikkan satu lagi, GH. Okay, then how? Actually, I have another one, ACTH, but tidak sesuai cikgu nak sebut dekat sini ya. Okay. You can think, what is in your mind? SCTH. What can you link to? SCTH. Like our Chinese in Cebu or Sarawak. SC law. You know what is SC law? You know what is SC? SC Messi, Chinese, we know, or if you know Chinese Mandarin, yeah. SC law. And then how to link to TH? Think of yourself. Okay. I don't know what to say about it. Okay. You know what I mean, right? Okay. And finally, the fish died. Eddie said, SC-law, actually, SC-law. And finally, he said, So Eddie, introvert, hiding at the back when taking group photo. And it is from posterior pituitary gland. Okay, Yeah. So what else? Link to the story. Okay, so memorize diagram. So for some of the students, I hope none of you like this. If until now you still cannot pass your bio, still below 20 marks, any one of you, don't raise up your hand, please. Or you cannot get at least 30 and above because you are so struggling with this, I have one suggestion is that you pergi semua gambar raja. Hafal gambar raja, maksudnya hafal label bahagian dia. Because still remember about 15% for the low level difficulty. 15%. At least you know how to label it. Mestilah tahu label. Form 4, Form 5 banyak diagram kan gambar raja. Hafal semua label dia tu. Jika memang cikgu saya sudah cuba masih dapat 20 dan ke bawah. Ini saya rasa tidak belajar. Tidak mungkin. Hanya yang tidak belajar. Jadi jika kamu betul-betul ada hafal, ada belajar, atau jika kamu belajar tidak faham, tidak guna juga, hafal mati tidak efektif. Rote learning is not useful, not effective. That is not a good way to study bio. So bio, for me, language doesn't matter. Don't be limited by language. If you don't know how to explain, or you don't understand what your teacher talking about, if he or she is using English, please maybe privately you ask her or him to explain, maybe guna bahasa Malaysia ke, bahasa Iban ke, bahasa Cina ke. Understanding is very important. Because when you understand, then you can remember easier. Am I right? Jika ada budak saya yang tidak faham, tapi dia boleh hafal. Betul, itu hafal mati. But can sustain until next year? Our exam next year. Okay. 2 bulan lagi. Mesti tahan sampai selepas 2 bulan. Jadi mesti faham. Kamu faham diagram. Jika boleh lukis lagi bagus. Lukis, label, diagram. Ini satu cara. Kemudian For good students, our target is A plus or A or at least an A minus. Okay, later I will tell you how to examine, analyze yourself. Okay, next, hafal table or double bubble map. Ini adalah double bubble map. Apa guna double bubble map? For compare persamaan dan perbezaan. So if you see the garisan, I hope you all understand how to read the double bubble map. Dua garisan maksudnya persamaan. So blue color ini perbezaan. Kedua-dua tindak balas bersandar cahaya ini jawapan. Manakala tidak bersandar ini jawapan. Jadi hafalkan ini double bubble map or table. Okay, this is under analysis. Consider as higher level of difficulty. Higher level of difficulty. Okay, hafal saja. Okay, so jika kita buat satu analisis, ada budak saya paper 1 dia sangat bagus, boleh dapat 30 and above. 30 and above. Okay, over 40. Maksudnya apa? Dia faham. Tetapi paper 2 dia 20 lebih sahaja. Apa masalahnya? Ini tengok orang lain jawapan kah? Tidak. Dia memang faham, dia boleh jawab objektif. Tetapi exercise tidak cukup. Dia faham, tetapi lack of drill. Exercise tidak cukup. Jadi kena buat lebih banyak exercise. Okay, ini penting. Jika ini tidak boleh, jika tidak faham, ini tidak jawab, ini memang tidak jawab, tidak boleh. Ada budak, apa lagi ya? Yeah, I think that is, yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, so if your paper 1 is less than 20, gagal, buat banyak objective question. Try objective question. Okay, ini buat banyak sikit before exam. Because if you push your paper 1 up, even though you get not so high your paper 2, but your paper 1 still is able to push your result up at least to lulus, get at least a C or C minus and so on. Okay, paper 1 will help to pull up your paper 2. So this one get as high as possible. Okay, so I think that's all for my tips and also answering technique. So do you have any questions, or I want to return the time? We invite Teku Chen to take over the time. If you have any question, you can just post to the chat.
Terima kasih Cikgu Su. Baiklah hadirin sekalian. Sekarang tibalah masa untuk sesi soal jawab. Saya dengan ini membuka sesi soal jawab kepada semua sidang warga maya. Jadi kita cuma diperuntukkan masa lebih kurang 10 minit untuk sesi ini. Para warga maya boleh buka mic untuk bertanya terus kepada penceramah atau menulis di chat box Google Meet dan YouTube. Jadi hadirin hadirat dipersilakan. Ya, saya nampak Cikgu Wong Chu Sing ada mau angkat tangan bertanya. Jadi, adik Wong ada Cikgu Wong boleh tanya soalan. Dipersilakan. Semasa Cikgu Su memberi ceramah, ada soalan di dalam chat box Google Meet. Kemudian semua soalan itu telah dijawab oleh pembantu penceramah kami. Jadi Cikgu Su, ada satu soalan yang ditanya dalam chat box Google Meet oleh Lana Arisa. Dia tanya, apa tips tulis DSO dalam amal? Jadi saya jemput Cikgu Su untuk berkongsi pengalaman dia.
Apa itu? Sorry. Apa maksud TSO ya? Ini tentang kertas 3 amali ke? Definisi secara operasi. We want to do it now. Make it simple. Definisi secara operasi kamu mesti ada jika 3 marker. Please correct me if I am wrong. Jika ada 3 marker, kita ada definisi. Definisi mesti masukkan bahan dan radas yang digunakan oleh eksperimen itu. Contohnya fotosintesis is the release of air bubble by hydrilla species, let's say. Okay, ini nah ada hydrilla lah. Kemudian mesti ada OMB, operational responding variable, dan OMB and ORV. OMB and ORV. Definisi dengan menggunakan bahan radas, bahan OMV, ORV. 3. Is it okay? I try to make the sentence. Photosynthesis is the release of air bubbles by hydrilla species. Release of air bubbles by hydrilla species, which is affected by the concentration of carbon dioxide. The release of oxygen molecule, yeah, I need to refresh myself, is the release of oxygen by hydrilla species, and which is affected by concentration of carbon dioxide. If the carbon dioxide concentration is the manipulated variable. So I think this is the only question related to ammonia. We better go back to our working scheme or our study tips. So go to paper 2. So if there is no question, maybe I can share some more tips to study for especially the understanding part. So we will give another 5 or 1 or 2 minutes. If really no question, I will teach you for the understanding, how to understand, how to explain for photosynthesis. I think, so no question? YouTube. I cannot see YouTube.
Ya, Cikgu Su, dalam YouTube ada pertanyaan, dia tanya, if the question asks for comparison structure punya, do we need to draw the table or just write a sentence tak guna ayat manakala tetapi?
Yeah, for differences, yes, you can draw table. Dekat structure question juga boleh lukis table untuk structure, tetapi dalam garisan yang diberikan lah, boleh table boleh, tetapi mesti bermasuk lah. Your standard cannot be point form. So essay juga boleh lukis table, tetapi mesti sentence, complete sentence or full sentence. Ya, tak ada masalah. Tapi jangan dalam paragraf, satu paragraf untuk X, satu paragraf untuk Y, ini tidak boleh. Ini tidak membanding, betul kah? Kita nak perbandingan. Banding mata saya dengan mata kamu. Kamu jangan kata mata saya macam ini, tangan saya macam ini, kaki. Ya, itu sudah macam mana nak bandingkan?
Okey, terima kasih Cikgu Su. Ada lagi satu soalan daripada Norman Anik. Okey, soalan dia, any tips or questions about procedure?
That is paper 3. Sorry. Maybe our PPT can have another webinar, especially for paper 3. Okay, sorry for that. We focus on paper 2. Don't run out of the title.
Ya, baiklah. Sekiranya ada soalan mau ditanya, boleh buka mic. Walau bagaimanapun, Google Meet masih buka kepada para warga maya untuk bertanya soalan di dalam chat box. Ya. Jadi penceramah dan pembantu penceramah kami akan menjawab semua soalan dalam chat box. Okay. Jadi sekarang saya akan kongsikan QR code untuk kehadiran hari ini.
There is a question in the chat box, right? System. So digestive system, we start with digestion. So digestion, how many parts of our body involved in digestion? How many parts of our body secrete enzyme? You must know this. And the name of the enzyme, the function of the enzyme. What to do? Write them down, draw the diagram, write them down, stick to the wall next to your bed. Every night before you go to sleep, memorize all this, not looking at your handphone. Ini very effective. You can have a try. So after digestion is absorption. You see the scenario is this. Kita makan, kita cernakan. Kemudian absorption, penyerapan. This is related to villus, right? Penyerapan. Penyerapan quite simple, right? Just now I said only lateral, blood capillary and epithelial cell. So after penyerapan, apa yang berlaku? Kita makan, kita cernakan, kita menyerap absorb nutrients. What happened to the nutrients is assimilation. Jadi kita absorb, actually digestion, we only, although we have 7 classes of food, right? 7 classes of food, but only 3 of them need digestion. Carbohydrate, protein, and lipid. So when we are doing revision, we focus on carbohydrate, protein, lipid. Lipid is the easiest one, right? Triglycerides, hydrolyzed into fatty acid and glycerol. Done. So now, carbohydrate and protein. So which enzyme digests carbohydrate? Which one? Protein. Mouth, makan nasi. Nasi itu carbohydrate. Go to stomach, protein only, and so on so forth. So after digestion, carbohydrate, glucose. Apa guna dia? For what? It is called assimilation. Bagaimana kita menggunakan glucose? Itu maksudnya assimilation. Bagaimana kita menggunakan amino acid? Bagaimana kita menggunakan fatty acid or glycerol? This is called assimilation. Okay, so assimilation taking place in the liver cell and also body cell. Body cell assimilate all 3, carbohydrate, protein, and lipid. But liver, 2 only. Liver tidak tolong assimilate lipid, carbohydrate dengan protein sahaja. Jadi kita ada satu gambaran besar dulu sebelum kita nak hafalkan apa-apa. Assimilation, bagaimana menggunakan bahan yang diserap tadi. Carbohydrate, protein dengan lipid. Is it okay? So I can only give you a big overview for the assimilation, and the rest memorization still need to take some effort for that. YouTube stop. Oh, okay. I'm not.
Okay, sudah.
I'm not logged into the YouTube.
Okay, terima kasih, Cikgu Su. Baik, para warga maya masih boleh type soalan di dalam chat box. Jadi penceramah ataupun pembantu penceramah kami akan menjawab segala soalan di dalam chat box juga. Okay. Jadi kita teruskan. Saya paparkan QR code untuk kehadiran. Ini tautan kehadiran telah dikongsikan juga di dalam ruangan chatbox Google Meet dan YouTube. Jadi para guru boleh scan atau klik tautan yang telah dikongsikan dalam chatbox untuk mengesahkan kehadiran para guru dan juga kehadiran murid sekolah cikgu dalam Google Form seperti yang dipaparkan. Ulang suara, hanya guru sahaja perlu scan QR code kehadiran ini dan guru perlu mengesahkan kehadiran diri sendiri dan juga isi bilangan murid sekolah cikgu yang turut hadir bersama-sama sesi webinar pada hari ini. Okay. Seperti yang dipaparkan dalam Google Form, maklumat yang diperlukan, yang pertama, cikgu perlu tulis nama sekolah cikgu, contohnya SMK Tumhua. Jadi sekolah cikgu dari daerah apa, contohnya Sibu. Kemudian nama penuh guru biologi, nombor kad pengenalan guru. Khususnya mohon jasa baik cikgu isi berapakah bilangan murid yang telah menyertai webinar pada hari ini. Contohnya kalau 20 orang, maka cikgu isi 20 dalam Google Form. Itu sahaja maklumat yang diperlukan untuk kehadiran webinar hari ini. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sidang warga maya yang dihormati sekalian, sebelum kita menutup tirai sesi webinar kita pada petang ini, sebagai tanda kenangan dan evidence kita bersama, saya ingin memohon semua warga maya di Google Meet supaya membuka kamera untuk kita sama-sama bergambar.
Regimen. Ceminda.
Okay. Ya, saya nampak ada banyak pelajar di depan kamera. Apa khabar murid-murid? Okay. Baik. Kita mula sesi ambil gambar kita. Jadi saya minta tolong pegawai turut teknik kami di PPT sibuk untuk print screen gambar Google Meet ini. Jadi guru-guru dan murid-murid bolehlah buka mic, say hello supaya paparan boleh muncul dalam Google Meet. Jadi saya kira, okay. Yang yes, ya, teruskan. 2, 3. Gambar yang kedua. Okey, kita teruskan ambilan ketiga. 1, 2, 3. Mak ambilan kelima. Okey, buka mic, say hello. Kita ambil 5 kali ya. Kali yang keempat.
Terima kasih.
Supaya beri peluang kepada orang lain masuk. Kali terakhir ambilan 1, 2, 3. Iya. Hai. Baiklah, puan, nampaknya kita sudah pun berada di penghujung siaran. Sekali lagi terima kasih diucapkan kepada penceramah jemputan Cikgu Su Mingwot kerana sudi meluangkan masa bersama-sama dengan warga sidang maya webinar kita pada petang ini. Kepada murid yang akan mentutupi peperiksaan pada sesi akademik kali ini, sama-samalah kita mendoakan agar semua akan bersemangat dalam usaha untuk menempa kejayaan. Yang paling penting sekali di saat-saat akhir ini, kesihatan adalah yang paling utama. Kesihatan yang baik akan melahirkan minda yang sehat. Akhir sekali, saya mewakili seluruh warga kerja, pegawai-pegawai di Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak dan pejabat pendidikan daerah Sibu sama ada terlibat secara langsung maupun tidak secara langsung. Kami menyusun jari 10. Andai ada kekurangan dan kebijangan semasa kami mengendalikan sesi webinar ini, ampun dan maaf dipinta. Sekian, terima kasih.
Bye. Terima kasih cikgu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Terima kasih cikgu.